I've done a lot of training for U.S. government agencies that have 3 letters and guns in them. And as a result, I've had to deal with physical security a lot. One of my favorites was down in Miami, Florida, at the NOC that they have down there. And this is the primary interconnections for South America and all this stuff. And they literally have, to get to one of the floors, Dan, you ever played Half-Life? You know the retinal scanner where you stare into?
Yeah.
They have one, and it really works. It's absolutely amazing. The only time I've ever seen a real retinal scanner outside of the game Half-Life was in Miami, Florida, and in a rough part of town too. All right, so anyway, Dan, my buddy Ian's coming up, and he's going to have some questions about physical security. Let's see what he has to say. Ian, you there?
Hey guys, thanks for having me back. So yeah, my question, guys, is it true that all IP cameras are easily hacked, and how can I tell if someone's hacked into them? And lastly, couldn't I just set up a personal CCTV system so that it's not even accessible to the internet?
Dan, you want to take this one, or shall I?
No problem. I can do it, Mike. Thanks. Thanks for the question. Great question. To say that all IP cameras are easily hacked is a bit of a broad stroke, not necessarily. The thing about it is that it's like any other IoT device. You want to make sure that it can be patched and that you can change the defaults on it. There are IoT devices out there where you cannot change the default settings. You can't change the default credentials. Steer clear of those things. If you absolutely must use them, maybe you've inherited those types of devices, isolate them on their own VLAN, firewall it to the hilt. So the other thing is the convenience of using IP cameras these days is such that we need to be able to get access to it remotely, like over the internet from an app on our smartphone. And there are ways to do that securely. Maybe establishing a VPN tunnel to your house, for example, if that's where your IP camera is, before you can get to the IP camera. Here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to publish your IP camera directly out on the internet. Go check out the Shodan.io website if you want to see how scary and prevalent this problem is. IP cameras, home and business, that are not secured, that are readily accessible and viewable by anybody. So the last part of your question, and it was a good one, is why not just use CCTV? Well, that takes all the fun away because I can't remotely check my cameras either from home or while I'm away or at work, wherever the cameras might exist. So that's how we would deal with that.